Welcome to Front Mission 2, and we're just going to get right into it. I'm going to take all the knowledge that I have gained from all the playthroughs and time I've put into this game, and I thought I would help the community out by just doing a walkthrough. Now, initially when you start the game, as you'll notice, there's 6 different difficulties, but you always want to start on Recruit. And if you have any questions on how to play the game, there's also a tutorial section in the menu that you can go through and peruse the basic operations and game rules, all these, how to do everything. And then there's the advanced operations and tactics, down to shield defense and other items, mobility, all different kinds of stuff. And as always, don't forget to set your settings. I've already tweaked mine as I've desired. And the game control I'd suggest having on semi-auto just for sake of convenience and interface and everything. However you want these other settings are entirely up to you. Just to let you know, it is a very loud game, so I had to actually lower the game volume in my OBS studio. Anyway, you go to New Game, and you always want to start on Recruit because whenever you start a New Game Plus, that's going to increase the difficulty. You're not going to be able to beat it on normal. It's just too hard. So start as Recruit and then just follow the walkthrough and the information I've provided in the links in the description and you'll do great. And then you can work your way towards 100% achievements on this game, no problem. So we're going to start a brand new game on Recruit. And now we're at the very first mission of the game, the O.C.U. Rimian Base. And just go ahead and hit confirm for everybody when you see names. All right, and there's Joyce. That's Amia. And surprise, it's a trap. And now you get thrown into the game, basically. Alright, so the first thing you're going to want to do, obviously, is save your game. And there are multiple slots, so you can always go back if you need to. Anyway, we're going to go to setup here and fix our pilots up. And he's got one skill available. If you have any beginning skills available, just slap them on there. Because depending on what an actual pilot does, or what they're doing, or what they start with, or what level they are in the game, once you get them, you know, they might have skills, they might not. So just keep that in mind in the pilot setup. Anyway, we're going to go right to the Wanzer setup. And what we're going to do for Ash is actually just give him a Grenz rifle instead. Let's see, for Amiya, we already know she's short range, so we're going to take away the Grenz and give her that machine gun. We're going to leave the shields on her. And let's see, for Joyce, we know Joyce is long range. And I guess he's going to keep the shotgun on him for sake of that. And I don't think there's anything... Actually, we can double up on missiles, or we can give him a shield. So whether or not you want to give him a shield or missiles, that's up to you initially, but you really want to maximize long range damage as much as possible. So for sake of this mission, I'm going to stick the other missile launcher on him, the P-Lover M2, for both of those. Those are just your standard run-of-the-mill missile launchers, you know, nothing special. And the backpack, all it really does is add weight. Unless you're going to put items in there, you're not really going to need a backpack unless it's going to add power for your mobility. So go ahead and remove that. And for Ash, I think I'll add another shield on his left shoulder. So we're just going to take that spare shield we had lying around and stick it on Ash. And that'll do it for their equipment so far. But what you need to understand is that for each pilot, not only are there skills you can put on them and set up, there's also the computer on the Wanzer that you need to adjust as well, and you need to adjust the computer based upon your pilot's skills. Now, initially, you know, at the beginning of the game, you're not going to be able to overclock it, obviously, but you can go to the computer and then to the setting and then change what skill to concentrate on the most. Now, we already know Ash is short range, so I'm going to put the Abbott to mode 3 to maximize the short range capability. Now we're going to go to Joyce and go to the computer and change the setting, and if you'll look, he has a Baliol CPU, he has a Baliol fire control system, and you're going to want to change that. Actually, you know what, we don't really have to change that. That's already at level 1 to maximize long range combat, but I would kind of like him to start to be good at short. So what I'm going to do for him anyway is just give him the Baliol set at mode 3, because that keeps long at 2 and short at 3. You'll unlock better fire control systems as you go. This is just what I'm doing right now based upon what I know in my judgments. Now, Amiya. By default, we know Amiya is short range, so we're going to want to stick her on mode 3 for the Abbott firing control system. And throughout the game, there's going to be an alternating grind between the arena and, you know, outfitting your Wanzers, you know, farming more money from the arena to upgrade your CPUs to overclock them in the shop, you know, the warehouse shops, wherever it's done. And then you have to change the modes on the CPU, modify their perks and equipment. There's a lot more depth to this game than people actually realize. You know, there's a lot of different factors, and I've seen a lot of other different YouTubers not go into detail or just throw everything together and say, oh, this is fine, and then they don't grind the arena, let alone know what they're doing. So anyway, once you have set up your Wanzers and taken all that into account, save your game again, just in case you have to reload and, you know, like redo everything. And now we're ready to go. Alright, now here we are, Mission 1, Rimian Base. Now what you need to understand initially when you start this mission is that these trucks that you saw in the initial cutscene, they will run away if you don't kill them fast enough, and that's basically free XP. So what we're going to do is just start bringing everybody around so that we can kill those trucks off first. And then if we get engaged by another enemy, you know, we'll deal with them. But you got to start moving everybody down to the trucks as quickly as possible and then destroy them. Otherwise, you're going to miss out on the XP, and that's really going to suck for you. And looks like we've already been engaged, so we're going to use the Jury X machine gun. And she should hit pretty good considering I modified the CPU. Yep, look at Amiya go. She's already torn off an arm on the enemy. And I had to really adjust the game volume for this game too, because in all honesty, this game, like this game itself, it's just really, really loud. And I guess it's, you know, whatever audio format the developers used, but I just couldn't believe how loud the game was and how much I had to lower its volume in OBS Studio, because I just wouldn't have thought that it would be that ridiculous. And it looks like he's still after Amiya. That's another reason why you got shields on. And she's already destroyed both his arms and deeply wounded him. She's already doing a fantastic job. And it looks like he's engaging her too. Okay, Amiya, just let him have it. There you go, another down, no problem. She's just kicking ass today. She's doing really well. Like right off the bat. Alright, now we got Griff. Griff is going to start whacking these guys. And as I told you, Griff's a fighter if you saw the previous video. So you're going to start meleeing everything. And there you go. Just start leveling melee up right away. Now we're going to take Ash. Use the Jury X on this little guy right here. Yeah, free XP. That's all these trucks are. Free XP. And the only way you earn experience is in missions from defeating enemies. So it's kind of a priority for you to do this so you don't miss out on any actual XP. What do you mean can't use item? I guess she's limited by AP. That's right, ability points. That happens in this game. So I guess we're just going to attack the enemy we're next to. You see, that's the thing. Once you get panicked in this game, it's going to take your ability points down. Just something else to keep in mind. And Amiya just finished off another enemy. I think she's killed 2 already. Look, she's already unlocked Feint. Amiya's on a roll today. Now for Joyce, Joyce has missiles, and he's already in range. Well, at least I thought he was in range of one particular enemy, but sadly, he's not. So, we're just gonna see. Just gonna see if this will put. No, that doesn't put Joyce in range either. Okay, Joyce, just finish off this guy. I probably should have started using missiles earlier, but the tricky thing about long-range characters early on is you don't really have a lot of ability points, and depending on the AP demand of your actual, missiles, that's going to determine how much you'll be able to attack. So, unfortunately, it's just one of those factors with long range, And now Ash is going to finish off this guy right here. Okay, that looks good. And I guess we'll start moving Amiya towards this helicopter guy over here. Damn, Ash. You made that look easy. Ash has already got Feint now. We're on a roll. Nice hit, Griff. And now we got the helicopter coming after us. Oh, there's 2 of them. All right, so I think if we can, let's get Joyce in position next turn to probably missile that guy, and just leave Griff there. And we're gonna have Amiya finish off this helicopter. Nice. And just move Ash up a little bit. Just move him up. Well, we don't want to kill this guy just yet. We want to see if Joyce can actually missile him. Like, he should be in range now. The thing about long-range characters, it's all about positioning and AP management. And then eventually you'll have really awesome mechs, and then you really won't have too much of a predicament. But like early on, it is kind of a problem. And Jord actually is within range, so we're just going to let Joyce hammer on this guy until he's dead. It's like he got the arm this turn. See if we can get hit on the body. The thing about this game is, like, if you hit the body on a target, if you actually hit them and it destroys the body, but all of their other limbs have HP, you can actually gain all of that XP by destroying the mech. That's just how the game works. Like, see, look, Feint has triggered, I used a regular rifle, but since Feint triggered, it changed combo skills. I just 2-shot that guy with a semi-auto rifle as opposed to a machine gun. Well, I mean, machine guns are still better than rifles in my opinion, but the way Ash is set up, you know, he's a rifleman. And let's see, we're just going to end our turn. Just going to move Amiya over here a little bit. And again, he's going to put up his shield, and Joyce is going to continue to hammer on this hostile for some XP. You know, try to balance out everybody with XP, but again, for the surrender call skills, you'll always want to give Ash and Thomas priority. And those are the only two pilots that I know of that get that skill in general. I think there might be one other pilot that gets surrender call, but I don't remember who it is. So just make sure that you're leveling up the honor levels by killing as many enemies as possible for Ash and for Thomas. See, look at that. Long XP 41. It's got some honor. Very nice. Alright, and that ends the O.C.U. Rimian Base first mission of the game. And now we're going to go over here to Batari Forest for some more dialogue. As you can see, it's a coup d'etat. Alright, and with that dialogue all out of the way, save your game, and I will see you on the next video.